Welcome to my comprehensive guide on how to build Fureena. In this guide, I will begin with a brief overview of her kit. Then, we'll examine the best artifacts, substats, and weapons for her. Following that, I'll go over her damage multipliers and how her Fanfare damage scales. Afterward, we'll explore her passives and constellations. Finally, I'll provide the materials required to level up her talents and ascension. It's worth noting that all the information I'm about to provide is from various sources, so her final kit may change when she's released in version 4.2. Now, without further delay, let's delve right into her kit. Fureena has a very high base HP and a very generous crit rate ascension bonus. Her normal attack, Soloist Solicitation, mainly does physical damage, and occasionally at every 6 seconds will do hydro damage, depending on her Archie alignment of either Numa or Ujia. However, for the most part, her normal attacks aren't that important for her playstyle. Her charge attacks, however, are quite essential and forms a major part of her kit, as her charge attacks will switch her Archie alignment between Numa and Ujia. Furina's elemental skill, Salon Solitaire, forms the core component of her kit, and depending on her Archie alignment will have two variations. If Furina's current alignment is to Ujia, her elemental skill will deal hydro damage that scales based on her max HP. Her elemental skill also summons 3 Salon members, the ball octopus-shaped Chantalam Musher, the bubbly seahorse-shaped Surintendant Chevalmarin, and the armored crab-shaped Mademoiselle Craboletta, that can attack opponents regularly, dealing hydro damage that also scales off Furina's max HP. The seahorse can do one hit every 1.5 seconds, octopus 3.7 seconds, and crab 4.3 seconds. This means in a 20-second rotation she should be able to apply hydro, roughly around 16 times. Also in this state, her attacks will slowly consume your party members' HP if they have more than 50% HP, and will deal bonus damage based on the HP consumed from party members. It seems like Furina's Ujia skill does not have friendly fire turned off. If the characters with HP consumed are 1, 2, 3, or 4, the members' attacks will deal 110%, 120%, 130%, and 140% of their original damage. When in Numa state, she'll summon Singers of the Streams that instead of dealing damage, will heal your active character on the field based on her own max HP stat. As mentioned before, Fureena can swap the summoned creatures by using her charge attacks, and the skill itself can have 100% uptime. However, both the Salon members and Singers of the Stream share a duration, and when Fureena uses her charged attack to change the guest type, the new summons will inherit the initial duration. Unlike Furina's elemental skill, her burst, Let the People Rejoice, seems relatively straightforward. Activating Furina's elemental burst will deal AoE hydro damage that scales off of her max HP. It's worth noting that her burst does not immediately disappear when activated. When her burst is active, if any of the party members' HP fluctuates, either by loss or healing, Furina will gain a buff known as Fanfare that'll increase the damage and healing for party members. You can get 1 Fanfare point for every 1% change in HP, stacking up to a total of 450 Fanfare points at C0. Simply put, at talent level 9, with a max stack of 450 Fanfare points, she can get a 99% damage bonus and a 45% healing. This means that in an average 18-second rotation, she should be able to get 148 Fanfare points or 33% damage bonus and 15% healing. And if your team has another healer like Jean who can heal a lot, then the Fanfare points you get during this time can be doubled to 296, increasing your bonus damage to 65% and healing to 30%. This is the reason why everyone's panicking about C0 Fureena. At the moment, Fureena seems to be a sub-DPS, but her role as a main DPS is also viable. However, her overall damage output does not look that good compared with some other DPS characters. But this is all subject to change as she's still in beta. The first passive, Endless Waltz, will decrease Furina's underwater skills by a few seconds. Her second passive, Unheard Confession, will effectively heal another party member by 2% of their max HP once every 2 seconds up to 2 times, if the active character is not Furina and the active character's healing overflows. Her third passive, the Sea is My Stage, will give a different buff to her summons depending on her Archie alignment for every 1000 max HP points Furina has. The Uji Estate creatures do 0.7% more damage per stack, up to 28%. This means you'll need at least 40,000 HP to get this 28% damage bonus. The Numa State creature decreases the healing interval by 0.4% up to 16%. Her third passive also reduces the cooldown of her summons by 30%. Furina's Constellations play an important role to make her kit even better by increasing the Fanfare points, damage, and healing. C1 will automatically give her 150 Fanfare points from her Elemental Burst, while also increasing the maximum cap of the to 600 Fanfare points. With her C2, when using her Elemental skill, Furina gains the Center of Attention buff for 10 seconds. While buffed, Furina's normal, charged, and plunging attacks are converted into hydro damage, which cannot be overridden by any other elemental infusion. Damage is also increased by 15% of Furina's max HP. Throughout the Center of Attention, Furina's normal, charged, and plunging attacks also cause different effects up to every 0.1 seconds after hitting opponents, depending on her current Archie alignment. When aligned with Ujiha, all nearby characters in the party are healed by 3% of Furina's max HP every 1 second, with a 2.5 second duration. With Numa alignment, normal, charged, and plunging attack impact damage is further increased by 15% of Furina's max HP. When any of the attacks mentioned previously hit an opponent, all nearby characters in the party consume 1% of their max HP. During each instance of Center of Attention, the above effects can trigger up to 7 times. Center of Attention ends when its effects have triggered 7 times, or when its duration expires. C3 will increase the level of Furina's elemental skill by 3, with a maximum upgrade level of 15. With C4, Furina restores 4 energy when the Salon members from Furina's elemental skill hit an opponent, or the singers of the streams restore HP to the active character. This effect can trigger once every 5 seconds. C5 increases the level of Furina's elemental burst by 3, with a maximum upgrade level of 15. With C6, Furina's Fanfare gain from increases or decreases in nearby characters' HP is increased by 200% while her elemental burst lasts. Each point of Fanfare above the limit increases Furina's max HP by 0.4%, with a maximum max HP increase of 140%. To get the most of her kit, we should focus on her HP and energy recharge, along with crit damage and crit rate, which you can obtain by leveling her up. You can get a 19.2% crit rate bonus with her final ascension. Furina is a character who scales with her max HP, thus focusing on it, and then on ER looks to be the best way to go. So, her best artifact sets are Marichasi Hunter and the Golden Troop set. However, as she already has a lot of crit rate, the Golden Troop set seems to be the best set for her. However, any set that can increase her max HP will be just fine. The Golden Troop set will increase the damage of Salon members by 45%. So an HP Sands and an HP Goblet with crit rate or damage circlet would be a good option for her. When it comes to weapons, her signature weapon Splendor of Still Waters will be your best option, as it increases both elemental skill damage and max HP, along with providing a high crit damage stat. The Primordial Jade Cutter is another great alternative if you don't have the Splendor of Still Waters, providing crit rate and max HP. In terms of 4-star options, Fluve Cinder Ferryman seems to be the best option for free-to-play players, increasing elemental skill damage and crit rate. Fureena can fit in different teams, but she excels in teams with Fontaine characters who can consume their own HP. Therefore, characters like Nuvolite and Riotously seem like great options. Fureena needs a lot of Nectar and Justice materials to fully upgrade her talents. Here's what Fureena talent materials you need to improve one of her abilities. Here are the talent materials you'll need to fully upgrade one of Fureena's skills. To upgrade all 3 of Fureena's skills, here's all the talent materials you'll need. Just like talents, You need to use Furina's Ascension materials to upgrade her health, attack, defense, and critical hit effectiveness. It looks like you'll need a lot of Lakelight Lily, which will be available with version 4.2, and Nectar materials for Fureena to fully upgrade her capabilities. Here are the Ascension materials and more you need to upgrade her for each Ascension level. In total, here's all the Ascension materials you need for Fureena. So that's my complete guide on Furina's kit and her build. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Also note that all the stats I mentioned above are subject to change as Fureena is still in beta. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more guide videos.